Welcome to Same Spit Different Face Podcast, where my opinions is facts. And if you don't like my opinions, you can start your own podcast. And it's free. So don't forget to click the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Also, for my Cash App, Hip Hop Artist of the Week.
Yeah, this the king of Philly, nigga. Gilly, nigga. Shout out to Fairplay 2333 and 290 Row.
If I'm on the mission, is you riding like some Michelin? Homie in the kitchen, firestones.
Check the description. So, let's talk MIRIAM Rodriguez. Also follow Same Spit Different Face on Instagram. Now, Spit Squad, y'all like the hip hop stories and stuff like that on this channel. Y'all even listen to me talk about different celebrity news and sports, but y'all also like the cartel news and stuff like that. So what I have to give y'all right now is a very, very, very interesting story. And it's basically about a mom whose daughter got kidnapped, and she went and hunted down the cartel herself to basically get justice. Bear with me on some of the reading. These words be too small for me. All right. Armed with a handgun, a fake ID card, and a disguised Maria Rodriguez was one-woman detective squad defying a system where criminal impunity often prevails. She clutched a pistol in her purse as she ran past the morning crowd on the bridge to Texas. She stopped every few minutes to catch her breath and studied a photo of her next target, the florist. She had begun hunting him for a year, stalking him online, interrogating the criminals he worked with, even briefing unwitting relatives for tips on his whereabouts. Now she finally had one. A widow called to tell her that he was peddling flowers on the border. Ever since 2014, she had been tracking the people responsible for kidnapping and murdering of her 20-year-old daughter, Karen. Half of them were already in prison, not because the authorities had cracked the case, but because she had pursued them on her own with a malicious abandonment. She cut her hair, dyed it, and disguised herself as a pollster, a health worker, and an elected official to get their names and addresses. She invented excuses to meet their families, unsuspecting grandmothers and cousins who gave her details, however small. She wrote everything down and stuffed it into her black computer bag, building her investigation and tracking them down one by one. She knew their habits, friends, homes, towns, childhoods. She knew the florist had sold flowers on the streets before joining the Zeta cartel and getting involved in her daughter's kidnapping. Now he was on the run and back to what he knew, selling roses to make ends meet. Without showering, she threw a trench coat over her pajamas, a baseball cap over her fire engine red hair, and a gun in her purse, heading for the border to find the florist. On the bridge, she sorted the vendor for flower carts, but that day, he was selling sunglasses instead. When she finally found him, she got too excited and too close. He recognized her and ran. He sprinted along the narrow pedestrian paths, hoping to get away. Miss Rodriguez, 56 at the time, grabbed him by his shirt, wrestled him to the rails. She jammed her gun into his back. "If you move, I'll shoot you," she told him. According to family members involved in her scramble to capture the florist that day, she held him there for nearly an hour, awaiting the police to make the arrest. In 3 years, Ms. Rodriguez captured nearly every living member of the crew that had abducted her daughter for ransom, a rogue gallery of criminals who tried to start new lives as a born-again Christian, a taxi driver, a car salesman, a babysitter. In all, she was instrumental in taking down 10 people, a mad campaign for justice that made her famous, but vulnerable. No one challenged organized crime, never mind put its members in prison. She asked the government for armed guards, fearing the cartel had finally had enough. On Mother's Day 2017, weeks after she had chased down one of her last targets, she was shot in front of her home and killed. Her husband inside watching TV found her face down on the street, had tucked inside her hand tucked inside her purse next to her pistol. For many in the North City of San Fernando, her story represents so much of what is wrong in Mexico and so remarkable about its people. Her perspective in face of government indifference, the country is so torn apart by violence and impunity that a grieving mother had to solve the disappearance of her daughter largely on her own and died violently because of it. Man, that's a great story, man, and I couldn't imagine any other loving parent doing any less. Now, I understand that, you may have fears, you may have limitations, but when it comes to certain things in your life, especially like your kids, you're going to go that extra mile. You're going to go above and beyond. And at the end of the day, for her, I feel like it was just, well, obviously with the story, it was just about getting justice for her daughter. It wasn't about what was going to happen to her, because she understand how the cartel work, and she knew eventually they would get her, but she didn't care. Spit Squad, drop below in the comments and let me know what you think. Also, check out Hip Hop Artist of the Week in the description, and it's free. So click the like button, the subscribe button, and the notification bell. Peace.